Okay, I'm back here. I'm gonna jump in. But I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna listen now.
I feel like we just ended.
Yeah.
No, you gotta keep going.
Yes.
Does it suck though when, like, okay, when you have acne and you know that, like, putting on makeup is gonna make it worse, but at, like,
you
some
look
point,
better.
I know, but you would put it on and you'd be like, well, look, this is just, like, much better that I
don't know. I still put it on.
Foundation every day.
Same.
I still put it on.
But had
like
really bad acne,
when
it
I
was,
don't
like,
wear
red,
foundation,
and then I was, like, white.
They're like, oh
So
my
it'd be
god,
like
are you
this.
tired? Are you sad?
And then white.
And I'm like, boy, why would you
What am I going
consider
through?
when I wasn't
And then you know how,
wearing
like, when you
makeup
get
if I was
tan,
tired
I
or
have, like,
sad?
little bumps all
And when I do, they're like, oh my
No,
god,
I
you're
had, like,
glowing,
the,
like you look
cystic
so
acne.
pretty, and it's like nice, but
like,
then also it's
when
like,
it went away, you
like,
know how
I
you
felt
just, like,
more in my
insecurity
skin in
stays
that
with you about
moment
it,
when
even
I
though your
wasn't
skin
wearing
is
makeup
so much
than when I
better, like-
was. So
Yeah, because they don't see
Same,
you
like,
when
I
you're
like-
not wearing your makeup.
I'm literally
Also,
like,
that's my
insecure.
tactical approach to life.
It's like,
Don't wear
why?
makeup
'Cause
ever.
you're
Find
like-
anything?
No,
And then
like,
tonight when you see me, you're gonna be like, wow, that's a lot of makeup.
It's so dumb. Too.
yeah, I'm wearing makeup tonight because I'm gonna look cute and stuff. Just best believe. But anyway, yeah.
Best believe I'll be looking at the cutest out.
I feel like no one has personally come at you and been like, you should be insecure about this, right? Or is it like mostly yourself?
In middle school, people used to be like, your acne is so bad. And I remember when Ask FM was a thing, people would be like, you have so much acne. It only happened to me once, but you know, whatever. And I literally made this post and it got like 30 likes. And 30 likes at the time on Ask FM was a lot.
Yeah.
It was like, and I said, because someone was like, you have so much acne. And I literally said, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said, like, it was like 4 sentences and it was like, I'm a teenager, period. I have hormones, period. Are you stupid? Question mark. Teenagers get acne, period. And then, like, I got so many likes on that, but I still got hate on my acne. But I was just like, why are you guys all gonna like it? And then,
Hate on me.
well, like, I never got hate other than that. But then, like, I used to edit my photos, like, to, like, my face like that. And I would wear contacts, too. And everybody would be like, girl, she edits her pictures so much, because it would look like, oh, I don't have acne, which was, like, the only thing that I would edit. And then I had contacts on, and
I
people would be like,
remember that. And I was friends with you, and people were telling me that. I'm like,
Right.
she used to, I remember you told me, you were like, she edits her eyes.
I thought you literally changed your eye color, and I was like, oh my god, her eyes are green here, they're blue here, they're brown, which one are they?
I literally wore contacts to school too. Like, it wasn't a secret. Like, I literally would put them on and go to school. And people would be like, oh my god, your contacts are so cool. And then somehow they didn't think that, like, contacts translated into photos. And they were
I
like,
didn't know you wore contacts. I just was like, he's just editing her entire face.
yeah, I would just edit
Not
them.
to excuse my behavior, but I did not know.
middle school was just different.
I probably still would have just been like, that's
acne, so it's fine.
But, like, ever since, like, my acne started clearing up, I felt a lot better. But, like, I still have scarring and stuff.
Do you think having maybe Tara, this is like part of the reason why you feel a certain way, having a boyfriend, like, kind of, it doesn't validate your feelings, but it makes you feel like, oh, it doesn't even matter. Like, if you
My
haven't,
skin?
like, your insecurities.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
like,
a
I
little.
just want someone to care that much about me, you know? And it's like, yes, like, I have friends and I have family, but it's, like, not the same thing, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I get what you're saying, because, like, in middle school, I used to feel like, oh yeah, my skin's super ugly, blah, blah, and it didn't get any better in high school. I still had really bad acne. It didn't go away until, like, last year. But, like, I started dating my freshman year, and I think he was, like, the first, you know how, like, for a while, nobody sees you without makeup? Like, only your family? For, like, some weird, there was, like, that time period that everybody had. And, like, he was the first person, like, even my best friend, like, at the time, didn't see me without makeup. Because, like, I was that insecure about it. And then when he saw it, he was like, it's not even bad, like, you look great, like, blah, blah. And then now, even though I'm still insecure, like, I usually, like, prefer to put on makeup, even though, like, I don't always. Like, I don't feel a need to do it, like, around him, like, type of thing. So, like, I guess, like, having a boyfriend, in a way, has made me, like, less insecure about that stuff, because, like, you're not trying to impress anybody. But I feel like the second, like, I didn't have a boyfriend anymore, I would care again a little bit.
Like, what you're saying, like, being wanted in that way, like, it's a different kind of thing, like, your parents validating how you, like, you're still beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Like, of course they're going to say that. They're your family.
Exactly.
Like, they see all sides of you, and so they have, like, a better understanding. But when you're with someone and, like, they see you first, like, the first thing they see is, like, your physique and, like, what you appear to be. So, like, for them to want that and then, like, to be with you and see all of, like, those other parts and still want to be with you is something different. It's a validation that you're not going to it's different, and that's, like, what you're saying.
It really just, like, makes me question myself, too, and it, like, doesn't even, like, it's made me feel insecure, like, about, like, my race and, like, my religion, too, because I'm, like, maybe, like, nobody's into Indian girls, which also, like, low-key kind of true. Like, I hate, like, the amount of times I've heard, like, oh, like, Indians aren't my type is, like...
You know what's weird, though, is that I feel like Indians, a lot of the time, not always, they're totally a different race, but, like, they look similar to, like, there are some Indians who look like white girls, but just because they're Indian, it's like,
it's so
I don't
annoying.
like her. Even though she looks, like, let's say there are some girls who are Indian who look like Latinas, but because they're Indian, they don't like her.
I know for a fact, like, that's one of the reasons. Like, that's one of the reasons, like, why people don't pursue me is because, like, they're not into Indians, which is really annoying because, like, yes, like, I'm Indian, but, like, why is that, like, a problem?
Yeah, like,
and also, I've never been to India.
It's not like you...
I was born and raised
Indian,
here.
like,
I don't know how to speak my language. Like, yes, there's certain things that, like, I culturally embrace. Like, I do the dancing. I'm, like, in a community, but it's, like...
Do you think that's why, like, most Indians end up, like, with another Indian?
Yeah.
Because of that? Yeah.
It's annoying, and it's, like... I was thinking, like, I have, like, a bunch of pictures that I'm gonna post from my, like, other group, like, my community dance group. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna make the caption, wow, I look so Indian. But then it's, like, weird, because I think, like, oh, I look so Indian, but it's, like...
But you look so beautiful,
like,
like,
bad thing, you know? Like, I was gonna make the caption, like, oh, tell me one more time, Indians aren't your type.
Honestly,
do it.
I don't want to be, like, roasted. Like,
Why would
no,
you be
I'm
roasted?
gonna literally, like, comment so many times, yes, like, I'll be there.
It's
Do
so
people
weird, though, because-
invalidate, like, if you tell that, like, if you told your friends that, you, like, oh, you feel like it's just because of your race, would they be like, no, it's not that?
I think I low-key feel like some of my friends, like, kind of believe it, though. Like, I don't know.
They agree with it, or they, like, believe you when you say it?
No, I think they, like, they have similar, like, I don't know.
Like, they wouldn't date an Indian boy.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
same kind of thing. But,
Not me, I'm worldly.
you know who else is worldly? Harry Styles.
It's good. Us worldly folk, you know?
You know what's so weird, though? That lately, like, on the internet and stuff, like, Asian girls will get praised. Like, they'll be like, oh, praise the Asian girls are actually low-key so hot. And then,
They've
like...
always been hot. Every race has
Yeah,
always
I
been
know,
hot.
but, like, now they're all of a sudden getting hyped. But, like, why is that excluding some people? Like, you know? But then there are some girls who are Indian who post, and then people are like, yes, cultural... And then nothing changed, like, society, like...
At the end of the day, you're not going to broaden your horizons. You're not going to be like...
Because you know what people think? They think, like, oh, that one girl is hot.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
And it's like, okay, if you date me, like, I'm obviously not gonna, like, push anything onto you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna feed you curry. I'm not gonna, like...
That's a plus, though.
Also, like, I, like, don't talk about it, but, like, people are so racist, and it's, like, I, like, don't really talk about it because I, like, don't want to cause any, like, bring any attention to it, but, like, it's so ridiculous. Like, in high school, like, I've gotten so many comments that are just, like, are you kidding me? Like,
it's almost like, why are you allowed to, like, why do you think that's okay to say? Like,
people have literally told me, like, why don't you smell like curry? And I'm like, it's not even, like, that's not even the extent. And you think, like, oh, nobody's gonna say that. But people say it, and I'm like,
you're racist. It's so
Yeah.
weird, though, because, like, the only racism that I've ever encountered as an Asian is, like, the fetish racism, where it's like, wow, I bet someone bought you out of,
like, people don't
catalog.
talk about it because, like, obviously there's
racism.
more, like,
but, like, there's real
more
racism
extreme,
like that.
but, like,
that's weird, though, that there are levels of racism, because then there's, like, the racism that's, like, rude, like, oh, do you smell like curry? And then there's, like, the fetish racism where it's, like, I'm being racist, but I'm trying to compliment you. And then there's, like, the racism where it's, like, go back to your country. Like,
I look
got
white,
it.
so it's fine.
here's the thing, though, is that you don't look white, we look
Yeah.
Asian.
I literally
Like-
told you today. I was like, you don't look like French. Like, I would have never been like, she speaks French. Like, I would think that you're Asian.
Really?
I would think that you're Asian.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
you got that Asian radar, though.
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
just-
Asians be like, know where the Asians at. But a lot of people confuse me. I don't look Latina at all. But people are like, you're Latina. And I'm like, what?
No.
It's my body type that they think is like Latina because like I have like big hips. But Asians have big hips. Like, it's not like.
people think I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican. I literally
What?
even got, like,
Okay.
Chinese. And I was like, and, like, his mom thought that I was Chinese. So she like made the food like low key like Americanized.
What the fuck?
Because she was like,
But he thought like my twin brother was. I was just like, what?
he's Indian, you're Chinese.
I don't even look like.
You don't
I
look Chinese.
think I look Chinese.
You definitely
Not that
don't.
it's a bad thing, obviously.
I mean, you
just,
could
like,
pass as like Latina, but that's just because
Yeah.
like whatever. you know,
Really?
like,
I cannot.
yeah. You
I
can.
like people think like I'm not Indian.
Literally, it's. I think because I feel like people have a stereotype of what Indian
But like
is
when they
supposed
know
to
I'm
be.
Indian, they're like, ooh, sorry.
I forgot that Indian's not my type. I forgot it. Sorry.
I was attracted to you until you said that you
But
were
like,
Indian.
I don't know why.
Literally,
Like, that's
that was my life.
it's weird though. And it's kind of offensive though to be like said like, oh yeah, you're hot, like you're Latina, and then the second you're not that, you're like, they're like, so I'm not hot. I'm not hot now. Like just the idea of someone being Latina is like, oh that's hot. But then like you're not Latina and you're like, oh it's ugly. I was hot before you even approached me. But I mean I am a little, so I guess it's fine. Like I guess like,
I feel like
oh you're 5% Colombian.
I always feel like that people like they need to just like be educated better, and now I can kind of see like why. Like in some aspects, like before I had like you and I'm not gonna lie, like I couldn't necessarily always differentiate like every type of Asian. Like I just feel like they're Asian.
I can't actually, yeah.
But now I kind of now I can,
She's Korean.
I can kind of tell now, like, and maybe it's just because I've been around you guys for a while. But like the more you like begin to understand like where I don't know how to explain it, but like
She's worldly. That's it.
I'm just like, well, like you meet people, like I have friends who are Persian, Asian, Korean, like Indian, from Pakistan. Like there's so many people, and if you like get to know each of them, like you'll be able to identify it, and like not that it even matters. Like why don't you just be friends with someone, and then like you can learn about that later. Like it shouldn't be the first thing. Actually, I've been asked, are you Mexican? Because I was working at Felipe's. They're like, and then I've actually.
Someone ever start talking Spanish to you and you're like,
yes.
No, they were.
Pero like, wait.
No, it was bad because like he like was like hola and I was like hola.
No,
Which was
I-
a mistake.
Yeah.
Because then he thought I was Hispanic and started speaking really fast.
One
and I was
time
like,
I was
kidding, I
walking
don't know
home
what
in
you're saying.
freshman year. I was wearing like gray leggings, which was, girl, gray leggings just make you look some type of way. And there's always this like two guys who are in this black like sedan, and they don't like rape or anything or like, you know, whatever, but like they drive their car and they're always like, hey!
Yeah.
Like, and I'm always like,
catcalling.
bro, like, what? And then I got to the Safeway, which is a far walk if you think about it.
Yeah, from Homestead all the way to the Safeway.
No, I didn't live at Homestead. I lived at.
I
lived.
Oh, you live by Claire, yeah.
Yeah, I used to live down there, and I got all the way to the Safeway, and they were parked like waiting to talk to me.
That's creepy.
And it was like the scariest thing because again, I'm a freshman. I'm only like 14.
Yeah.
Like I would still be scared now, but for some reason, like I just feel like a little bit more like.
Scared.
And they got out their car and they were leaning on it, and they were like, "Hola," and I was like. They're like,
said,
"Come
like-
on, stars," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go." Like, you know, like
You
so
just said
scared.
like ni hao back or like just say like a
I like,
completely
you know,
different-
like you don't think about that stuff when it's
No,
like
it's
actually
really
happening.
happened to me so many times. Like,
And they like, I kept walking, I didn't stop, and they were like still talking to me, and they were like all of a sudden, they perfect English. You're not gonna talk to me, and I was like, oh my god.
did I tell you like what happened to me at Starbucks?
No.
So I was like sitting. Okay, I was honestly like probably a little bit ago. So I go there like all the time, and like I guess it was kind of around when they like renovated, but like I went there to do homework, and I like went into their air conditioned room, and honestly like I didn't look good because like I'm studying, so I think I was in like athletic shorts and a t-shirt, and so like I went into their like soundproof room to study, but it was really cold in there, but it was just like me and this like other guy, and I didn't think anything of it because like we didn't talk and it was fine.
And you're going into a study room, like.
Yeah, and so then I got cold, so I like went outside because it was sunny, and I was like sitting outside, like studying, and like the same like guy, yeah, so like the same guy came out, and he like was like hovering around me, and I was like nothing's gonna happen, fine, bitch, what the fuck? And then he started talking to me, and he like wasn't like my age, but he wasn't like an old man. He was like middle aged.
He was good looking.
So he must have known. He had his Indian radar.
No, like a lot of like Indian Indian guys, like, can be really, like, sleazy, which is just, like, ew. But it's, yeah, okay.
He was Indian? Is what you
Yeah,
said?
he was
Oh.
Indian, and he started, like, talking to me, and he was like, hi, how's it going? And I was like, oh, hi, and he was like, he started saying to me, he was like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? Do you want to go out with me tonight? And I was like, no. And then he was like, come on, like, give me your number, like, shut. And I was like, no, I, like, can't. And then he was like, no, seriously. And, like a car pulled up. And it was
His
bad.
car?
It was, like, this other guy in a car. And he's like, come on, like, they're right there. Like, we could just go right now.
Were there a lot
Trying
of
to
people
lure
at the
you in,
Starbucks?
It's, like, really...
No, dude, like, scary things happen all the time. You know the...
It's like that has happened before, and I'm also like this is Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like this is the place I go
have you
to on
guys
the
been
regular.
to the... Not the Milpitas Mall, but, like, the mall that's, like...
gross.
I know which one. Isn't that like Oak Ridge?
I don't know what it's called. But I was there, and there's this really skinny Asian guy, and I mean, he wasn't gonna kill, like, I could break his arm. But, like, he was, like, 26, and we told him that we were only, like, 15, because at the time we were, like, 15, and he didn't care. Like, he was fine with it. I was like, we're only 15, like, we can't hang out, because he said we can go drink. And I was like, oh, we're 15, we can't drink. And he was like, that's fine, I won't tell anybody. And I said, like, no, that's fine. And then after I, like, said no to him, right next, and he immediately starts trying to flirt. After I was like, no, I can't go with you, I'm only 15, like, I can't drink, and, like, blah, blah. And then he goes, okay, do you want to go with me? And then he's like, I'm also 15. And he was like I said, I'm not going to tell anyone. And then we were like, thankfully, his mom comes up with the Panda Express. And she's like, hey, girls. And then he immediately left. And then she was all like, oh, who was that? And then was like, he literally was like, probably going to kill us. But he wasn't going to kill us. But it's like the same type of thing that like Tara said, where it's like, you're in public, surrounded by people, yet people will still do like the dumbest.
He was the guy who's our Uber driver.
Oh yeah.
What was his name?
Bow!
Bow, it's Bow!
Girl talk with
Yeah, girl talk with your girl.
Oh, it's been girl talk with your girlies.
You have to cut that out. You can't use that part.